Yo, what's up everyone? And yes, this is me. That's how I look. Hello, if you didn't know. And today I'm gonna be doing a new type of video. I'm gonna do a tier list in Mortal Kombat 1. Just, my opinion about this game, about the current meta. Uh, this is just my opinion, so don't take it too seriously. Uh, you can leave a comment under this video and ask me, maybe you want to argue with me. Uh, I'll gladly talk to you about something if you still have any questions. Uh, well, let's get started. And first up, we have Liu Kang. Uh, Liu Kang is, in my opinion, one of the best characters in the game. Yeah, we have the game breaking tier, which is basically, top tier, best characters in the game. The broken tier, which are the high tier, you can call it, really, really strong characters with maybe a few issues here and there. Um, and you have the strong, which is the mid tier characters, and need some love characters that, in my opinion, are a little bit mm, not very good. Let's put it that way. Not a lot of them, but there are a few, and we'll get to them later. But anyway, yeah, Liu Kang, in my opinion, is one of the best characters in the game right now. His game plan is very simple, but very effective at the same time. He basically just, the good old strike throw game, with his godlike shimmy, this forward four. His forward four is one of the best strings in the whole game, in my opinion. Um, -3, -4, depending on, how, depending on when you end the string. And so it's perfectly safe. It's hit confirmable. It breaks armor. It's a 12 frame mid. So it's basically an auto meaty. Um, very, very powerful, opens up people very well. Combine it with his back throw launcher, and you'll get a crazy powerful shimmy monster. Uh, Overall, his frame data is very strong, very fast attacks. He has a 10 frame mid. He has a 6 frame jab, which is a big problem for a lot of characters. Um, Everything he does is either plus or barely minus on block. So yeah, this character is crazy strong. He also has very good keep away game. He has good projectiles, and his amplified fireball um, can be used as a sort of a counter zoning tool. Uh, Very fast. It's a mid, does good damage, perfect. Definitely one of the best characters in the game, in my opinion. And we're moving on to Con Lao. So yeah, this tier list, my tier list is just I'm trying to be uh as I'm trying not to be biased. Um but this tier list might have some really hot takes, and this is probably one of them. Uh because I think that Kan Lao is one of the most underrated characters in the game. Very slept on. Mm, and he's actually, I'm sorry, but yeah, I think he's really up here in my opinion. He's a secret top tier character. People just, I don't think people use him right, to be honest. He's not. I'm gonna put him lower than Liu Kang because I think that he probably has some difficult matchups here and there. Um, and he's resource dependent. Like once he has one bar of meter and a Goro bar, then yeah, this character is actually unstoppable. Uh, he has a 6 frame back one, huge problem for a lot of characters. Um, he has a safe armor move, and with Goro, it's a plus launcher. Um, Very, very strong. Has great range as well. It's really hard to press something in the neutral against him because you have to always be aware of his armor move. Has a great down 4. He has the stand-in 2-1 string, which is it's an auto shimmy, and it's +3 on block. That's crazy. Um, yeah, breaks armor. He has decent projectiles. He has good movement with his dive kick because it has very small recovery on it. Uh, so like yeah, this character is very strong, and he has mix-ups. That's the thing about him. He has a very strong sweep. It's 12 frames on startup. It's plus on block, and it leads to a combo with Goro. On top of it, he has an unreactable overhead that also starts a combo with Goro. And people say, oh, you can interrupt it and punish it. Well, I mean, he can still do forward 2 into his armor move, and he'll still get a combo after that with Goro. So, so that's still very strong. Yeah, I think just because of his 6 frame attack and his armor move, just because of these two options alone, even if we don't count these mix-ups he has from the back 3 mid as well, even if we don't count everything, just with these two options, I think he wins a lot of matchups. So I'm gonna be putting him over here. Up next, we got Raiden. And Raiden, in my opinion, is the absolute best character in the game. Honestly, and there are two main reasons why. So the first reason I think Raiden is top 1 is that he controls what's going on the screen like no one else. With his fly-in move, the electric fly, he can always, like, if he feels like he's in trouble, he can always jump and fly away from you. And there's no good way of stopping him from doing that. And if he, on the other hand, if he needs to get in, he can just, fly in at you and make it safe with the Kano, or he can use the teleport, same thing. Yeah, he just the way he controls the space, what's going on the screen, like no one else has that, and that is very crazy in my opinion. And the second reason I think Raiden is top 1, it's not even because of when it comes to overpowered stuff to like unfair, I don't think Raiden has anything that is like too good. Even his Storm Cell, at the end of the day, yes, it's terribly annoying, it's disgusting to go against, but at the end of the day, you can flawless block it, even the amplified version, and he has to spend resources to make it safe. So like his tools are very strong, of course, but I don't think anything is too overpowered. The problem with Raiden that makes him better than other characters is the fact that he doesn't seem to have a weakness. That's the problem. If we compare him to like Kenshi, for example, which is also a top tier character, and Kenshi is just broken. Kenshi is when he goes into the Sentinel stance, he's just mad overpowered. Raiden doesn't have anything that is as broken as Sentinel, but at least Kenshi has some weaknesses. He has a few downsides here and there. Raiden, he doesn't have any downsides. Like you can't zone him. He's really good in the neutral. He has ways of opening up people. He has he just has has good damage. He has ways of dealing that damage. And once again, yes, he controls the situation on the screen very well. He doesn't have weaknesses. That's the problem with Raiden. Um, so yeah, that's the reason I think he's better than everyone else in this game right now. And he's very stupid as well. I hate Raiden. Next we have I'm gonna save Geras for the last. He's my main. I'll talk about him the last. We'll get to him later. Next we have Li Mei. Li Mei, in my opinion, I think she's a mid-tier character. I think she's like she has some good tools here and there. Precisely with Scorpion, she has really, really high damage. She has She has some mix-ups. She can do the instant overhead in the air, and is gonna start a combo with Scorpion for some really good damage. And she has a low as well, so it's like a 50-50, very damaging one. But at the end of the day, everything, if you block it correctly, you will punish her. Mm. And like she has some nice staggers, she has some nice plus frames here and there. Um, but I feel like she really lacks range, and her how do I say this? She can kind of get zoned out, I think, if she's not using Kung Lao, because her only projectile is a high, and especially now when Kung Lao high is very strong, even nowadays. If she's not using it, then they can use it against her. Uh, and yeah, she will have to get in on people probably. Mm. It's like I feel like she just has some weakness. I think she has a cameo weakness, to be honest. If she could use both the Scorpion cameo and the Lao hat at the same time, then she would be very good. But she's a very weak character without a cameo. So, and whatever you pick with her, she will always have some issues going on. And that's why I'm gonna put her all over here only. But she can, you know, if she gets lucky, she can win with these mix-ups and stuff. So moving on to Kitana. I'm gonna put Kitana in height here. I think Kitana is actually pretty strong. Um like if you think of it, she kinda has everything. She has really good neutral, you know, with the sweep, with her sneaky mid back two. Um she has, you know, really good keep away. She's a zoner, especially if you use Kan Lao with her. She can zone a lot. Also, she gets really high damage for basically no resources. She can get an armored launcher with Jax, for example. She has good cameo synergies. Kan Lao is good with her. Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Jax. Those are really good with her. And she can get actually some nasty setups with her bomb in the corner with Jax. Um, yeah, so like the only reason I'm not putting her higher is that I think she kind of has gaps in her main strengths. Um, and like her game up close overall is not that strong. So yeah, but again, she's a zoner that gets 40% with no effort. Like just no resources, 40% with a zoner, and that neutral as well. So she's really good in my opinion. All right, next we have Mileena. I'm gonna put her over here as well. Um, Mileena, well, how do I put this? She's mostly here because of Kan Lao. Because she's like, she has this strategy. She's like a mini Sindel, you can say. She wants to get that one opening on you and then kill you with the Lao setups. You know, she'll do like a 35, 38% combo into the the Lao setup with her overhead jab. Um, and it's really hard to block, so she might just wanna end you like this. Overall, her buttons are not the best. Like, her mid is not super good, and you know, her jab string can be flawless blocked and punished. But at the end of the day, she has something. She has the safe overhead, and it does good damage as well for a move like that. She has a plus sweep. Her projectiles don't go full screen, but she can still throw them out in the neutral sometimes. She gets in very easily. You put the Lao hat down and then just teleport in on them. Free get in tool. You always have to be aware of the random roll, of course. Uh, but yeah, I feel like she takes some risks from time to time. Like if you guess correctly on the Lao setup, her jab string works in a weird way, and sometimes it can be punished. But overall, I think Mileena's very universal and very strong. She's been doing very well in tournaments as well recently. So yeah, I'm gonna put her over here. Next we have Tanya. Mm, I'm gonna put Tanya over here as well. Um, Tanya is actually Tanya's very good, man. Tanya's just she's super good in my opinion. She really doesn't lack anything. Uh, mm, how do I put this? Like the only tiny weakness I can see in Tanya is that um she can maybe get zoned out by some characters, I suppose, like maybe Reiko, I don't know. The Lao Hat is kinda good against her. Uh, and people that say that she doesn't do good damage, well, I mean, like her damage is okay, and like, thank God she doesn't do high damage. Like if she did more damage, she'd be over here somewhere. Thankfully she doesn't. So yeah, she's the queen of neutral. She she has a decent up close game as well. She has an auto shimmy and it's -1 on block. Uh, and then she also has of course the armor move. That's a plus launcher with Goro. So she's basically, yeah, she's just all about neutral with her mid, with her stand-in free, her sweep as well, and the launchers that she can just throw out and make them safe with a cameo. Um, really doesn't lack much in my opinion. Um, all right, next we have Scorpion, and you might not agree with me on this one, but I'm gonna put Scorpion over here actually. I think this character is okay. I don't think this character is bad at all. Like, it's not even about, you know, how do I put? It's not about Death Spin into Striker. It's just about the way he controls the space with his, his stand-in twos very good. He has this back three that covers almost full screen. It's kind of crazy. He does also really good meterless damage with his spear into a into his launch in mid. Uh, he also has a very good jump kick, one of the best ones in the game in my opinion. That he can, easy confirm into the spear. Like he has the air teleport, which is pretty hard to react to if they do it instantly in the air. To be honest, the only thing Scorpion needs is a good cameo for him. He needs like Striker or Kung Lao. Kung Lao is pretty good with him. You can put the hat down and do the air teleport, and it's like a sort of a mix-up. Like yeah, he has his weaknesses, of course. He's not perfect, but I can't even say that he's like, over here. I don't think he is. He's annoying though. He's really annoying to go against, and he's very boring to fight. The way that people play him is absolutely disgusting. But yeah, I don't believe he is bad at all, honestly. He has good neutral, he has good damage, he has some good cameo synergies as well. So yeah, um, I'll leave him over here. Up next we have Sub-Zero, and honestly, I feel like Sub-Zero is probably the worst character in the game right now. Like, it's really hard to think of something that's good about this character. It just doesn't make sense to me. Why is that? Why is he so unsafe? Like, he has gaps everywhere. And it doesn't make sense because, like, if he had good frame data on his strings, then it would make sense for him to have gaps, right? But he doesn't. He's not really plus on anything. So why does he have all these gaps, like literally everywhere? It's so weird to me. And his mid is also slow. His zoning is it's not very good, to be honest. Like, he can try to play lame, but it's only a matter of time before you catch up with him. And his clone is it's punishable by a lot of characters, even on hits sometimes. Uh, there are some cameos, like Sub-Zero cameo or Motaro, that kind of ruin him even more. And it's like, yeah, nothing he does is really threatening, I would say. He has some nice range on some of his buttons, but that's about it. And, well, he does have some sort of a shimmy, but, again, his mid is not fast enough, to be honest. Like, and again, with Liu Kang gets a grab launch. So he's just much more scarier when it comes to shimmy. Sub-Zero doesn't get a grab launcher, so yeah, and he also doesn't do any damage unless you pair him with Serena, which is probably the way to play him right now. You just pick Serena and hope for the best. But that's very sad. He's a sad character overall. Next we have Reptile. I would put Reptile over here, I think. Reptile, how can I put this? I think Reptile got better because his cameos got better. Scorpion cameo got buffed. Motaro cameo got buffed. And that made the character that made the character go higher in my eyes a little bit. I used to think that Reptile's really bad, but actually, if you look at his toolset, he has pretty good options. He has some nice frame data going on in terms of, like, he has a good mid. He has a 12 frame mid that is safe and it's hit confirmable into a meterless launcher. He has really good damage without spending a lot of resources. He has good neutral, good range on his attacks. He can go invisible, which is... His invisibility isn't... I think it's just fair. It goes away on block. He doesn't have a lot of mix-ups from it. So it's like, you know, it's just a pretty balanced move. It's not bad, it's not super good as well. When it comes to Reptile's issues, I feel like, well, for instance, he doesn't really... His frame rate is good on startup, but he doesn't have much of a pressure game. He's always going to be like -5 or something. It's just a matter of time before he gives away his turn. There's also an armor gap in one of his main strings, which doesn't make much sense to me because it's -7 anyway, so why does he have an armor gap in there? I don't know, that's weird. In his back 3-1. But whatever. The biggest weakness I actually see in this character is that I think he gets zoned out. Like, the Lao hat is something that really ruins Reptile. And he does have the back forward 2 move, the run, that is probably supposed to be like his anti-zoning tool. The thing that helps him to get in. But it doesn't work against the Lao hat though, he's just gonna run straight into it. So yeah, I think he can really get zoned out, but that's pretty much his only weakness, I suppose. His only real weakness. It is significant though. It can really ruin the character, especially because of how popular Kan Lao cameo is. How just, you know, pretty much anyone can pick it and be good. So yeah, moving on to Smoke. I would put Smoke over here, actually. I think Smoke is good. Smoke is good, but he's not too good, though, because his problem is that he's like Kitana in this way. He has gaps in in a lot of strings, actually. He has gaps, and he has to get in. He gets in very easily, though. He's a good counter zoner. But he can't, you know, he can't run away from people. He has to play this up-close game. He can be played differently, in my opinion. He can be played, you know, just by using cancels all the time. Very safe gameplay. he can take some risks from time to time if he wants to. The biggest problem with Smoke is Striker. If you pair him up with Striker, he gets access to a guaranteed invisibility into mix. And that is something that's very strong. So yeah, he wants to get this one touch on you and just put you into a vortex with invisibility and mix you again and again and again. And that's pretty terrible to go against, not gonna lie. But yeah, the gaps kind of ruined him, and I think his neutral is not really the best, I suppose. So like, yeah, I feel like he's a little bit overrated. You can also react to his overhead by the sound. If you listen to it really carefully, even if he's invisible, you can react to it. He still has some mix-ups going on, but it's not as threatening if you know how to fight this character. He has some nice cameo synergies though, and he does a lot of damage. Alright, moving on to Rain. I would put Rain over here, I think. Rain is a bit controversial. I know that some people still think he's secretly top tier, but honestly, in my opinion, Rain is just very balanced. I feel like Rain is this type of character that's, he's very universal. He has good options at any range. He has, the up-close game with his, he has a pretty good mid, good strings overall. He has an armor breaker. He has the overheads. He has good pokes. Well, he has like his staff reaches pretty far away. His neutral game is alright. He has a crazy good down free, and far away he also has tools. He's not the greatest zoner, but he can definitely keep you out for a while. Has some really nice cameo synergies as well. He can be played different ways, in my opinion. Like, he can be played as a pressure character, especially if you combine him with Striker. The thing that Rain really lacks, in my opinion, is a broken tool. I think that he's good, he's universal, he's good at any range, but he's just, there's just nothing too good about him. Like, to be honest, he's overall a bit slow, in my opinion. He's just, the only thing I can say about him that is cheap is his overhead cancel into a grab. Yeah, that's pretty frustrating, I'm not gonna lie. But outside of that, there's not much that cannot be countered about this character. He's just like, he's just solid. That's the perfect word for him. He's solid. Alright, next we have Johnny Cage. Alright. You may not agree with this, but I think Johnny Cage kind of fell off a little bit. He's still, don't get me wrong, I'm not downplaying this character at all. He's definitely in the top tier. I will put him over here. But I think he's not as good as he used to be because they nerfed him. They nerfed his parry, even though it's still strong, but it's a little bit, it's worse than it used to be. And the Lao hat is something that really hit him. If the Lao hat was still plus on block, he would be here, I think. Or like, I don't know, he and Raiden would be the two best characters in the game. But now that he can't really make himself plus after his mid anymore with Kun Lao, that made him worse. But he has great rush down. He has some really stupid tools. He has the hype meter. He has the command dash. He has the fatal blow. With all that stuff he can do from it. He has the parry. He still has crazy movement. the shadow kick, all of these options are still with him. It's just like I feel like he's a bit easier to fight than some of these other top tier characters because you can block against him a lot. You can block against him, and it's really important to use flawless blocks against him, in my opinion, so that he will be forced to go for a grab against you. And if he just, if you wait for him to do his mid, you can press there, because he can't be plus after it anymore with Lao. He's still definitely one of the best characters in the game, though. I know that some people started downplaying Johnny Cage really hard. No, nah, this he's still great. Stop the downplay. Alright, next you have Kenshi. Kenshi is, in my opinion, the second best character in the game, right after Raiden. Basically, well, he has... Honestly, every time I fight Kenshi, I'm just asking, why does he have all of this? Like, just why? Why does he have... Why does he have the best backdash in the game? Like, I don't know, personally. I really don't know the answer to that question. Why does he have the best backdash in the whole game? With all that neutral, with all this, this range that he has, his mids, he should not have that backdash. That's just stupid. And then the Santo is of course it's too powerful. He's so strong, it's crazy. He touches you once and you just have to pray. You have to pray. He has some weaknesses here and there. Like if he runs out of Santo, you have a chance of beating him. He has some gaps here and there also, but he has a few hard matchups as I heard. But in my opinion, he's crazy strong. He has all these mix-ups and there's basically nothing you can do about it. If he does his jailing perfectly, you can't even armor there, pretty much. Alright. Next we have Baraka, probably the most controversial character in the game. Some people say he's not good, some people say he's like top 5. Honestly, Baraka's kind of a mystery to me. Like, not gonna lie. I think Baraka's a mystery because when I look at his tools, he doesn't really have anything that's like he doesn't seem like he's a good character, but people do so well in tournaments with him. It's kind of crazy, not gonna lie. And I lose to Baraka a lot as well. This character, he doesn't seem to have a lot of options, but he seems to have weaknesses, and yet people still do very well with him. He's a mystery to me, man. I'm gonna put him over here. Because of he has the standing 2-1-2 string, which is one of the best strings in the game, if not the best. He has like his frame data and the range on his attacks is very good. I'll give him that. He has a very good armor break as well. He gets carried by Striker a lot, or Kano. Kano's also a very good pick for Baraka. He has a stupid projectile that does 8% with all that speed. That's kind of dumb. Like he can get zoned out, I guess, but his this flying move he has in the air, this spin, is something that can help him get in, as well as his amplified blade charge that can be also made safe with Striker. That helps him go against zoners. His mid is unsafe, but again, with Striker, you can kind of make it up for it. His damage is also not very good. It's pretty low, actually. But yet people still win with him, so there has to be something that I just don't see. I'm gonna put him over here. I really don't think I don't think he's over here. Like, honestly, I don't think so. I'm gonna put him over here. Alright, next we have Havik. Havik sucks. Like, actually, Havik is Havik is actually pretty terrible, like, I'm not gonna lie. I think Havik can be a very solid character if his mid was, if his, excuse me, not his mid, if his armor move was better, yeah. Because the armor he has right now is terrible. Like, that, it's so bad, it's... Bro, it's almost 60 frame startup, like, what is that? Some characters can just break it. And there are so many ways you can play around it. You can flawless block it and it's unsafe. You can backdash and it's very punishable. You can jump over it. There's so many ways you can go around it. It's kind of insane. And he doesn't have a mid as well. His fastest mid is 18 frames. He's not really a menace up close. Like, not much he can do. He has some really nice range, but I think that's about it. He can be a little bit hard to kill with his with all of the health he has, but again, like, also usually doesn't get a lot of damage unless he unless like in the corner. Striker can help him out, but he's still, even the Striker, I think he's one of the worst characters in the game. His projectiles, he can't really zone because his projectiles are very slow, and most of them are high. So like, yeah, this character actually sucks. Next we have Ashrah. So this might be a hot take as well, but I'm actually not gonna put her in top tier. I'm gonna put her over here. Ashrah is of course very, very strong, but I don't feel like she's top tier, honestly. Like, you see, if her overhead is not reactable, if it's high pin and you can't react to the overhead, she's definitely up here somewhere. But when the overhead is reactable, you don't fall for her dumb stuff, then it should be way easier to fight her. You can punish her sometimes, if she tries to go for something. She can get zoned out, especially with the Lao hat. Well, like, yeah, she has really good tools though. She has a great mid, she has good neutral, some really solid attacks, some really solid strings, crazy good armor move, good damage. This projectile that she has, the down forward one, that can be very, very strong, especially against some characters. Also, the dark stance is something that people really should start using with her, because the dark stance is, it's very slept on. It's so good. So like, yeah, I think Ashrah kind of has everything, but she's not, she doesn't have as much BS as these characters, and I think she can get zoned out a little bit, to be honest. I don't struggle against her that much anymore, personally. Maybe it's just me, though. Maybe I'm downplaying her. Maybe she deserves to be over here. Alright, next we have Sindel, and Sindel is one of the best characters in the game. I would put her over here. She's like Kenshi, but a little bit worse in my opinion. Oh, she's different. Like, she also has crazy neutral. She has a lot of zoning. She has a lot of zoning. She has these cameo shenanigans. Like, the one that turns off your cameo, and then the one that makes her own cameo come faster. I don't know why they gave her that. That doesn't make any sense to me, but okay. She's like, yeah, she can get a lot of meterless damage for no reason. Not as much as Kenshi, but still a lot. And yeah, if she touches you once, she's just gonna start mixing you. The thing, like Kenshi, if you guess correctly against Kenshi, you have to guess again and again. With Sindel, if you guess correctly, I mean, like, at least she won't get into another mix-up instantly, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna put her over here. She's crazy broken though. Like, Sindel, the perfect word for Sindel is broken. Like, she's just straight up unfair. And she's so stupid as well. I hate her. Hate Sindel. Alright, next we have General Shao, my second main, and this also might be a hot take, but I hate to break it to you, but I'm sorry, that's the truth. General Shao is one of the best characters in the game. The only reason he's not, he might be higher than this actually, you know, but I'm just gonna leave him here for now. His only tiny weakness is that he, like, he has a few problematic matchups, I think, but actually, the reason that puts him over here is the fact that he, in my opinion, Shao has probably the best cameo synergy in the game in terms of variety. He has so many strong tools, like so many strong loadouts with him. You can use Sector, you can use Serena, Lao, Tremor, Sub-Zero, Motaro. Striker's very good with him. Kano is probably his best option. Like it's really hard to make a bad team for Shao. This character, he has so many options for, like, you know, for different matchups. You can, if you're playing against a character that zones you, you can pick Motaro or Sub-Zero. If you're playing like a more of a neutral-based matchup, you can pick Serena and make your back one a very threatening option. You can, you know, you can play like a pressure with the striker or whatever. But yeah, this character is ridiculous. I don't even know why he has 1100 HP. That doesn't make any sense to me. Uh, he has crazy neutral. He has he's very fast overall. He has a crazy good jab strength. His 1-2 is a -3 launcher. It's a -3 launcher, just straight up. And it has some pushback on it as well, and a little mind game with the axe slam after it. Without the axe, this character is just insane. Is either plus, or he's just gonna mix you up all the time. A lot of meterless damage as well. And with the axe on, he can use the buff, down forward 1 buff, and then he will get crazy damage from every touch. Like, yeah, this character is so disgusting and he's so strong. He can get a guaranteed axe slam with Kano and go straight into the mix-up, and it all jails. You can't do anything about it. Like, yeah, this character is also, he has the jump too. Like, forget it, man. This character is insane. The more I play him, the more broken he seems to me. Just forget it, man. Uh, like his pokes are very slow when he has the axe on, so he can be pressured, I suppose. His defense is not the best. His armor move is also a high, but I still think his armor move is, I think his armor move is just balanced. Because it's, you know, it's 10 frames, it's very fast. It jumps over the Lao hat, which is important in some matchups. It can be a launcher sometimes. Like, it's really good. So, it deserves to be a high. Again, he has a few problematic matchups, but overall, this character is crazy good. Very slept on in my opinion. Trust me, this character is just frightening. Alright, next we have Shang Tsung. And Shang Tsung is an interesting character. I'm gonna put him over here, I think. Actually, I'm gonna put him over here. So this is our classic Shang Tsung, you know. He has good zoning. He has really good meterless damage. Um, but the problem is like he kind of lacks variety though. When it comes to the up close game, he has like one viable string that they keep using over and over again. Uh, and that's about it. He's really predictable. Um, and in the neutral, he doesn't really have much to offer, to be honest. He has some nasty stuff with Goro. Like his armor move, the spin with his like claws. Freddy Krueger type of stuff. Uh, but like yeah, mm, even that, it's not that threatening in my opinion. But there's actually something very interesting about this character. I think that later in the game, um, if someone manages to learn the whole roster on a good level, I think Shang Tsung might be the best character in the game. Currently not, because no one has done it yet, but uh, the thing is he has the morph. If we without the morphs, I think he deserve. I think he should be here. But with the morphs, this character is kind of insane. Uh, like you can just beat everyone in mirror matches. Just why not? You just turn into your opponent and you win and you beat them with because you're gonna be playing with increased damage if you know how to play your opponent's character good. So yeah, that's Shang Tsung. Like with the I'm not gonna be counting the morphs because no one has realized that strategy to its fullest yet, but trust me, this character has the potential. Alright, next we have Nitara. Nitara sucks. 900 HP, terrible strings. Her strings are terrible. And her mechanic overall with the... She has good air mobility, I'll give her that. She has good mobility, and she has very good damage. She's better than these two in my opinion, because of that, but overall the constant flying around, it doesn't really do it. Like, there are a lot of ways to counter it. There's up block, you can hit her with an air combo, some cameos can work against her. Like, anti-airs overall are very good in this game. The problem is that she doesn't, even if you don't anti-air her, she doesn't really get anything from her jumping, from her fly. Like, she can fly around, okay. She doesn't have any plus frames, though, that's the thing. She's not plus. She'll just, she'll give away your turn and that's it. She has nothing to offer on the ground. She has no projectile. She will always have to get in on you, and when she does, she just kind of dies, to be honest. Actually, I don't know, maybe Havik is better than her now that I think about it. I mean, she has an armored launcher with Kun Lao. Nah, I'm gonna leave it this way. She has an armored... Her armor move is... It's a high. It's kind of sad that it's a high, but it's very fast. It has decent range on it. And it starts a combo with Kun Lao, which is probably her best cameo right now. So, like, yeah. I really... I'm very scared that they might overbuff her, though. I remember what was Cabal. I remember MK11 Cabal. I don't want this to be the same. I really don't want MK11 Cabal back. Just, please leave her like this. Leave her like this, man. Don't buff her. Or at least don't buff her too much. Alright. Next we have Reiko. Yeah, I'm gonna put him over here. I think he's better than Johnny Cage, actually. Reiko... Honestly, I have no idea what were they thinking when they made him. Like, really, I have no idea what they were thinking when they made this character, like, to be honest. It's really, it doesn't make much sense to me at all. Like, what was he supposed to be? Was he supposed to be a zoner? Then why does he have such strong tools up close? If he's supposed to be like a, I don't know, an up close slash neutral type of character, then why does he have that projectile? It really doesn't make any sense to me. So he's really good up close. He has an unreactable overhead. He has a good shimmy. He has plus frames. He has the best pokes in the game, best down 4 in the game, very good down 1. He has a command grab, and it actually does a ton of damage with the tremor. He has a back 2. He has a back 2 that's plus 8. It's just, plus 8 out of nowhere. Just boom, plus 8. Nice. A guaranteed mix-up after that. That's awesome. And then he has the best anti-air in the game. Actually a ton of different anti-airs that all work very well for him. You can't jump on this character at all. And then he has the back 3, which is it has some crazy range on it. Like, I don't know, why did they give him that? It doesn't make any sense to me. Has a meterless launcher, best zoning in the game. Like, honestly, he breaks the rules of this game that he beats Sub-Zero cameo, which is supposed to be the cameo that helps against zoners, but it doesn't work against him normally. Yeah, you can use Striker and have a safe launcher with a slide. And it doesn't even take any bar with Striker. But yeah, Tremor is also very disgusting with him. You just get command grab launchers over and over again. Like, this character is just so stupid and so brain dead. He's disgusting, man. He's just busted. I don't know, they gave him too much. He literally has everything in the game. Everything in the game, he has it. Alright, next we have Omni-Man. Oh, Omni-Man is my most hated character in the game, actually. I hate him so much. I hate Omni-Man. I'm gonna put him over here somewhere. Yeah. The way Omni-Man can just run away constantly, and how are you supposed to catch him if he's just, if he's just constantly running away, how are you supposed to catch him? He's a little bit like Raiden at this point. Like, he can just, fly away. He's cool. Use the Ultramite stance. Yeah, nice. And then he has stupid mix-ups. He has a lot of meterless damage. He has a safe, advanced in mid that's a launcher. Like, why? He has a 12 frame mid. It's not the best in the game, but it's still pretty good. He has decent movement overall. The only weakness I can see in Omni-Man is that he has some gaps here and there, but that's it. Like, overall, he doesn't have much of a weakness, to be honest. Like, yeah, you can pick Striker with him, and it's gonna be it's gonna be very disgusting. Great counter zoning, just, great armor break as well, yeah. Like, he plays the game very well, in my opinion. Doesn't really struggle with anything. Alright, next we have Quanchi. Almost done. And Quanchi sucks. Quanchi's terrible. Like, Quanchi doesn't make sense to me. Can someone explain why does he have 900 HP? Like, why? Why does he have 900 HP? And why is it that his launcher takes 2 bars? This tentacle. Why does his tentacle take 2 bars? Like, he doesn't even get that much damage from it. Why does it take 2 bars? It really doesn't make any sense to me. Like, he has gaps everywhere. It seems like everything he has is like 1 or 2 frames slower than it's supposed to. Like, his pokes are garbage. He has an 8-frame jab, the only character in the game with an 8-frame jab. 12 frames standing 2. Like, what is this? He has a terrible armor move as well. uh, like, it's really, if you get in on Quanchi, I think he's better than Sub-Zero because I feel like he can beat some characters. Like, he has a few good matchups, I suppose, because he can counter zone very well with his stand-in 4. He can punish projectiles a lot, also can punish a lot of cameos with that. The portal, this purple portal he has, and the projectiles he gets from it are also very strong. But honestly, that's about it. If you get in on Quanchi, he's just dead. He's done. Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. And his stand-in 4 is good, but it whiffs on people that are crouch blocking. Like, you don't even have to, you don't have to duck. You just have to be sitting and blocking at the same time. So like, yeah, and still gonna whiff with 45 frames of recovery. Both Quanchi. And finally, my main character, my boy Geras. Well, it's really hard to put him in a tier list. I'm trying to be unbiased. I'll make a video about Geras soon, hopefully. I want to make another video like this. I'm gonna make a Geras matchup chart, and maybe I'll even call someone special, like a special guest. I don't know if he will come. I didn't ask him yet, but I think it's gonna be pretty cool if he comes. Uh, so like, yeah, Geras, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He's good. He's good, but he's not top tier. I have 5,000 games with him. I tried, and I'm still trying really hard with him. I know a lot about Geras. Like, really, I think I really know everything about him at this point, to be honest. Well, maybe not everything, but a lot of stuff. The problem is that his matchup chart is terrible. Honestly, if we're talking about matchups, Geras should be here somewhere. I think Geras should be here. If it comes to matchups, like, I think these characters have a better matchup chart than Geras. Like, really. But when it comes to power, I think Geras should be here. The fact that he does this much damage is something that really helps him out. Yeah, his damage saves him. So, and I'm gonna try a new strategy with Geras. I want to give him one more chance. If my newest idea, if it doesn't work, then I'll stop playing him in tournaments, unless it's a very specific matchup. I'm just gonna be playing Shao only. The thing about Geras is that he really relies on his one-bar breaker. He really relies on his one-bar breaker. You cannot attack your opponent without the one-bar breaker because you will get killed for doing that. He is so unsafe. His mid has 2 armor gaps in it. It's unsafe if you flawless block it. And the second hit of that string is -18 on block. And -12 on hit. It's unsafe on hit, man. On hit! It's unsafe! And like he has some mix-ups from there, right? With the command grab, but most of them are just fake. And he can't even use he can't do, if you do forward 1-2 into the Lao hat, for example, to like keep it safe, it's still not safe. They can interrupt it and punish it. And then his stand-in 2-1-2, again, there's an armor gap, and it's punishable if you flawless block it. His, he has a terrible down 1, his armor move is bad, he's so easy to outspace, his neutral is not good. He's very, very easy to outspace. And then his projectile does 5% of damage, man. 5%. He loses every trade in the game. Every trade in the game he loses with that projectile. And it's also minus 27 on block. There are characters that can punish it from full screen. There are characters that can literally just punish it from full screen. And that is disgusting. Like, he is so unsafe. There's no way of playing this character safely if you don't have the one bar breaker, and he relies on it a lot. And then the problem is, it's basically a 2-bar breaker, by the way. 2-bar breaker, not 1, because you have to put these clocks. You can't just, stand there and put them one after one, because no one's gonna let you do that. You have to spend a bar to get all 3 of them together. And then, yes, you will get access to 2 very overpowered moves, which is the snap and the 1-bar breaker. But one bar breaker. Really, it's a 2-bar breaker. So, and yes, when he has that loaded, he's very broken, he's very stupid, he can do whatever he wants, and he can get away with everything. No, actually, he still has to be very careful, because even though you have it, you don't want to use it. You want to keep it as, for as much time as possible. Yeah. But the problem is, even if you spend a bar to get all 3 clocks together, it's a move, you're doing something that is 71 frame on startup and has 70 frames of recovery. So for more than like almost 2.5 seconds you spent by doing that. Anyone who knows how to play against Geras, which is more and more people understand the matchup, more and more people start punishing him. Like how are you supposed to load up these clocks against Mileena, for example? How are you supposed to do that without getting full combo punished for it? I don't know. How are you supposed to do that? Even like making it safe with a cameo, putting the hat down and then using the clocks, even that doesn't help if they know how to punish it. I mean, there are characters that really struggle against Geras, and you can basically do whatever you want against them. You will get away with a lot of dumb stuff. But a lot of characters will just easily punish you. It's just... The only, my new idea is that unless the opponent doesn't know the matchup, unless the opponent lets you, is that you never in your life will you load up the hourglasses, unless it's in a combo. So you basically, but the problem is you need to get an opening on them somehow without having the 1-bar breaker, which is very difficult without getting killed. It's very difficult without getting killed because all your strings are, like, everything you do is very punishable. So, like, yeah, you're just looking for that one opening. You need an opening, then you can load it up, and then for a while you can do whatever you want. until they make a read, punish you, you spend it, then you have to look for an opening again. I think that's the way you're supposed to play Geras, honestly. And I'll try it out. I'll try it out. But what really makes the good, I'm not saying Geras is bad, don't get me wrong. I'm not downplaying over here. I'm just really, I'm being honest with you. That's really how I feel. You can call me a downplayer if you want, but I'm just being honest with you. I have a lot of experience, and I wish it was another way. But still, Geras is like, if you look at this, he's like top 9. He's top 9. Well, if you look at matchups, he's like over here somewhere, but top 13. But like top 9 is not bad. He's still very strong. He's almost a game-breaking character. I think that really, something that really helps him out is his damage. Like, his damage is not okay. He gets so much damage even without spending bar. It's crazy. With Kan Lao, with Motaro. Like, yeah, that's not okay. That's not okay at all. And again, yeah, when he has his stuff loaded, he's ridiculous. He can do whatever he wants, like really. He can really do whatever he wants. He can go for his command grab mix-ups, whatever. And also another thing is his amplified clone. His the sand clone, this little Geras Sento, as I call it, is something that's really, really powerful. If you set it up correctly. A very good finishing tool. So like yeah, Geras has his really, really strong sides about him, but he's very hard to play, and like yeah, I really don't think he's top tier. Like I really don't think so. But he's strong. He's strong. I'm gonna make a video about him. Anyway, so yeah, this is just how I see the game. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment down below. I want to make more content for you guys. It's just the problem is that this game doesn't afford much content. It doesn't offer much content. That's the problem. Like I can only upload Combat League matches, or I don't know, like some small tournament games from Rips Arena or something. That's about it. That's literally the only thing I can do in this game. But maybe if you want to see, I'm thinking about streaming, maybe even on YouTube. So if you want me to do that, yeah, just tell me about it in the comments. I really love you all. I read everything you write under my videos, and I'm so happy that I started a channel and I'm doing all this. I already got almost 300 subscribers, which I never really thought I'll get this far because it's like it's a very big number for me. I know it's not a lot in terms of like, you know, a YouTube channel, that sort of thing, but for me personally, I don't think I would made it this far. So like yeah, really love you all. Appreciate it. Appreciate everyone who's watching me. I'll try to make more content for you guys. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you soon.